I am on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. Connect with me on Patreon, and we will grow. And I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Aries Ascendant. Now in case of Aries, Mercury will be moving in your first house, and this is the time when your third and sixth lord coming in the first house shows that you need to focus on clearance of the debt. Now when Mercury comes in the first house, there is Venus in Kritika Nakshatra, Venus about to move in the second house. This might mean you will think a lot about your own existence and you will question a lot of things, and this is going to be a time which is good for I will say repayment of debt, both karmic and financial, as well as taking new initiatives for yourself. So if you want to change something about you, if you want to develop better soft skills, you want to develop better communication skills, this is the time. Mercury's presence in the first house is actually a very good thing. It clears your mind, it gives you positive thoughts, and it can counter the negative effect of Venus and Jupiter combust that will happen in the second house. And this time Mercury will be free from any malefic effect, which is actually good for you. You should chant Vishnu Sahasranam. Taurus. Now for Taurus ascendant natives, if you observe, Mercury's presence will be in your 12th house. Now your second lord going in the 12th house definitely shows that you might do overspending. Watch my videos on Jupiter combust, watch my video on the different aspect of Jupiter transit in Taurus to understand how your ascendant is behaving. Add Mercurian flavor in the 12th house, and this is the time when you would want to run away from your own home. You want to do something, you want to explore the world, you want to do something in a foreign country. Good if you want to take a job or if you want to study, but don't gamble, don't put your life at risk by taking decisions which are taken in a hurry, taken without proper planning. This is the time when Mercury being in Aries is going to be very fruitful for a lot of people. Now this is your fifth lord going into the 12th house, which shows that you may lose money when you are actually in stock market or you are gambling. Be careful. A 12th house Mercury can provoke you to speak things that can put you in trouble, or you can face financial loss. And this is the time to clear off your debt. And this is the time if you want to travel, good, enjoy, but don't overspend, because that is exactly what might happen. If you are rich, you can afford, no problem. But if you are someone who is going with proper budgeting, you have to keep a buffer financially, also a buffer of time, because things may go a little out of plan. Gemini. Now Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and this Mercury will be in your 11th house. Such Mercury will give you a lot of gains, lot of positivity, hope, and you will see that you will hear good things about yourself, and you will also get a lot of positive connect with positive people who will advise you. Especially if it's a matter of financial advice, you will see good things happening with you. Even though Jupiter and Venus will be in the 12th house, 11th house Mercury shows that with proper understanding of the subject, you may avoid any risk or avoid any downfall. So use this power of Mercury to analyze the situation, and sometimes don't go with Venus, go with Mercurian property, which is analysis, calculation, applying your logic before you apply your heart. Overall, this is a very good and positive transit and may result in new career opportunities. Cancer. For Cancer ascendant, Mercury transit will happen in your 10th house, resulting in positive gains in your career. This might mean that there can be sudden promotion. You may hear or get some communication of you going into a foreign country for growth, or you may be promoted in your own organization. You may hear good things about your work. You get appreciation, you get feedback, which is positive and constructive. This is as per Mercury being in Aries. Now, why it is so important? Because if you observe, Mercury is all about your initiative. It's your third lord coming in the 10th house, which means it wants you to work, it wants you to do karma. But because it is also the 12th lord, there will be certain level of handshaking. That means on one side you will do, but on the other side you will also have to do certain sacrifices. So for example, you want to get promoted, maybe you will have to relocate to a different city, and that's your sacrifice. I think it is a good thing. It is not going to be a very bad Mercury transit. If you have an afflicted Mercury in your birth chart, that too in the 8th house or 12th house, then you have to be a little careful about your career. But otherwise, overall, it's a very positive transit with the angle of Mercury in Aries. Leo. Now, in case of Leo, if you observe, Mercury movement will be out of your 8th house. So, any day it is going to be good. Mercury is no longer debilitated, no longer in the 8th house. It is in the 9th house. And Budh is actually your Dhana Lord, 11th and 2nd Lord. So, being in the 9th house shows that you will become a lucky person who is going to extract the maximum out of the Mercury transit. But wait, there is a Mars and Rahu conjunction happening in the 8th house, 8 days after Mercury moves to Aries. Therefore, there can be high hopes, high ambitions, and you are riding high waves, and suddenly you make a mistake. See, this is where you don't listen to the people around you, you don't listen to the advice of the elderly and the experienced people. There can be a mistake, there can be, say, an overconfident nature can create a momentarily loss, and that is Mars and Rahu in the 8th house talking. What will happen? You will be subjected to a lot of ups and downs, and suddenly situation will go against you. So why are you misusing this Mercury? You should be very focused. You should pray to Bhagwan Ganesh and plan and then execute. And the moment you see this urge of doing something, reacting, understand that it's the play of Mars and Rahu. Wait, let the Mars and Rahu transit happen. So post 20th of May, things will become even better. Mercury will go in your 10th house, good for your career. So overall, it can be very good transit, provided you keep a track on your anger and you keep a track on your eagerness. Virgo. For Virgo, Mercury will move in your 8th house. Now this is complete analysis. Your energy going into the 8th house, while Rahu and Mars aspecting the 1st house, it is more like you are calculating the situation, you are over calculating it, you are trying to dodge the karmic bullets, and you are trying to, find a way out even if you are trapped. And this is exactly what you should do. Be very analytical, use the power of astrology, healing, occult science to pull yourself out from anything that is extraordinary and out of the blue, and you cannot manage that. Praying to Ma Bhagavati is going to be a very good option. Praying to Bhagwan Ganesh by chanting Ganesh Kavach is again a very good remedy. And for someone who is extremely trapped because Mercury is in your 8th house, praying to Gajendra, Bhagwan Narayan by praying Gajendra Moksha, but only if you are in such a dire situation, that will help you. Libra. Now in case of Libra, Mercury transit in the 7th house can frustrate you in marriage. Remember, there is Mars and Rahu in the 6th, a combust Jupiter, Sun, Venus in the 8th, everything happening around your 7th house. Now this can affect people's life. Even if you're unmarried or even if marriage is okay, there can be feedback from the circumstance. Maybe things are not going your way, so you're frustrated. Maybe you are putting money into your business because you think things will change. Rather, wait. Allow Mercury to assess the situation. First of all, read the 7th house. 7th house is not just marriage, it's also about business. It's also about you interacting with the surroundings. Eat more green leaves, go close to the trees, close to nature, breathe fresh air, don't sit inside your room, try to be out in the open, at least in the early morning time, and you will see that this Mercury will transform into something beautiful. It's good for startups, new business, it's good for entrepreneurship, but for someone who is doing business from a very long time, this can create issues related to staff, employees, labor, funding, and the liquidity. So be careful there, take your decisions wisely and slowly. Scorpio. For Scorpio, Mercury will move in your 6th house. Now this is your 11th lord going in your 6th house. This is your 8th lord going in your 6th house. So definitely this is a Vipreet Raj Yoga. But your ascendant lord is with Rahu in the 5th house. So this shows that you are in this do or die situation where you have to win by hook or crook. Mercury in the 6th house gives you an opportunity to assess the enemies. But if you wage a war, nobody will win. It is a Vipreet Raj Yoga. That means if you are in an adverse situation, it will give you a way out. But if you create an adverse situation, then there is no solution. Correct your mental health. Read good books, because reading books will help you a lot during this time. A 6th house Mercury means calculate your debt. Calculate not only your karmic debt through astrology, but also financial debt, and create a plan how to repay that. Sagittarius. In case of Sagittarius, Mercury is a very important planet. It's the part of your Kendra. It rules your 10th house, it rules your 7th house. This Mercury goes in the 5th house. This is a great timing to develop a new business, start a new business, learn new language, read new books. It's more about communication. So if you're connected to books, library, communication industry, if you're into banking and finance, if you're into merger and acquisitions, if you want to start a new business or new partnership, all that is possible during this time. Just you have to ensure that you are not burning your energy because of Mars and Rahu in the 4th. Capricorn. For Capricorn, Mercury transit will happen in the 4th house. A 4th house Mercury will aspect the 10th house. So this shows that while you are in your comfort zone and when you are comfortable, say at night or when you are about to sleep, you will think a lot about your career. You will think a lot about your future. See, it is okay, but then remind yourself that you also need sleep and rest. Otherwise, this will be an exhaustion for the day. You will be tired, you will feel exhausted throughout the day, and that is going to hurt your efficiency. For Capricorn, everything is fine. Jupiter transit is good, Saturn transit is good. Just you have to maintain that because Mercury rules your 6th house and it goes in your 4th house, unexpected thoughts can trouble your mind. Also, if you are looking out for home loan, all this or any kind of loan for business, Mercury will help you on that. Budh is also your 9th lord. So this also shows that you may plan to buy a new asset or liquidate an existing asset to invest somewhere else. All that is possible during this time. Aquarius. Now if you see for Aquarius, Mercury is very, very important planet. It rules your 5th house, it rules your 8th house. And this planet, Graha, Budh, goes in the 3rd house. This shows that you will take certain decisions that will change your life big time. So even the smallest of the decision, say for example, you plan not to go to office, or you plan to decide to change something, or you plan to decide to buy something, or say you want to hire someone, or you want to change a product. All this decision making should be done very, very carefully. Changes should be introduced if needed, otherwise don't touch what is working. Mercury is good in 3rd house. It will give you new initiatives. It will improve your communication skills. It will make you more clearer in your thoughts and more clearer in your communication. So if you are into any such related field, good for you. But do not forget that Jupiter, Venus will be combust. Mars and Rahu will be in your 2nd house, which is kind of having the Mercury between two battlefields, which means you will try to find a solution of a problem that don't even exist. Be practical, be humble, and talk in a nice manner with relatives, with neighbors, and with your younger siblings. Pisces. For Pisces, Mercury again rules your Kendra. It rules your 7th house, it rules your 4th house. Now 4th and 7th are little personal. When this Mercury goes in your 2nd house, this increases the chance of asset creation. It brings changes in the life of your spouse which will impact you, but this can create unnecessary arguments. You may be too blunt or too straightforward and too aggressive in your approach and communication. This is good if it is for financial safety, but not good if it is a personal life. In your personal life, you should be more Venusian than Mercurian. That's how your horoscope is. Now, when Mercury goes in the second house, if you want to sell off a property and transfer the funds to your bank account, if you want to liquidate an FD, all that is possible. You may get your blocked money during this time. You may get ancestral property during this time, and that will give you a lot of liquidity. So if you are into that cash crunch, Mercury will improve your situation while being in the second house. Overall, it's a very, very positive transit. Just take care of your health and do not, speaking truth is good, but you should know how to present your words, your thoughts.